everybody! Welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Clear blue skies today. Just really nice. It finally warmed up a little bit. It actually got up above 60 degrees. But this morning when I got up, I first got up at around 4:30 a.m. and it was 21 degrees. And then I got back into bed and snuggled in the covers and got back up at 6 a.m. and it was 23 degrees. And I says, wow, it was cold out. All the guys here, all the dogs were all snuggled together in different coops, keeping warm. So they know what to do when it gets cold. And the chickens were inside too, so I got another egg today, and that's another good thing. And I didn't get by to pick up new hens today, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. I had other things. I went and got my propane and got that installed, and I got two smaller bottles filled and over by the one's connected to the barbecue and the other one's next to the barbecue. And I won't be using that tonight because it's just a little bit too chilly. So tonight I'll be cooking indoors. I'll be making something my dad used to make called French Hamburg stew. It's basically like beef stew, but he uses Hamburg instead and has onions in it. So it's a hearty little meal. So tomatoes, onions, carrots, peas, hamburger, and potatoes. And usually some diced up tomato in there too. So it's got the hamburger in there for some meat, but mostly it's vegetarian. Huh. Never thought of that. You know what a vegetarian is, right? There's an Indian word for it. It was bad hunter. Yeah, well, I got a better joke than that for you. And I think I'll let you have that one right now while we're out here. And then we'll get on with the video. So anyway, I was talking to a friend of mine who is an avid hunter. And he says, yeah, my sister hunts too. I says, oh, really? Where does she hunt? And he said, Alaska. And I said, never mind, I'll ask her myself. Oh, all right. I know you're laughing too hard to go forward, but we're going to go forward anyway. So anyway, this one, I still got to get the adapter for it. And I checked online, and I can get one on Amazon for around $9. But then they want shipping. So I got to get it up to like $35 in order to get free shipping. And I think I'm going to order one of those mouse and rat traps that Tony and Leanne from Doing Redneck Things Off-Grid told me about. Anyway, here's my tank number A, or letter A, full. B is 3/4 full. Right there. Now this gauge is not on because, why am I smelling propane here? Huh. Yeah, I could give that a little tightener. But this one's not on yet because this one's still full. I can't have a leak in here because I sprayed everything and to check it with soapy water. And there were no bubbles. So, you know, there is a little odor right there. This side's okay, but this one's got a little odor right here. So I'm going to get my wrench out here in a few seconds and make sure that one's tight. Now these two fittings I didn't take out and put tape on them because they were really tight. And I figured the reason that they were super tight was because when they installed them at the factory, they already put some type of a sealant on them to lock them into place, or like they're supposed to be, they're flare fittings, so they don't need any tape or anything on them. Same thing with this. This is a flare fitting, so it doesn't need any tape. Now that's a pipe fittings. That's why it's got tape on it. But this is a flare fitting also. So I'm going to give that a little snug down, make sure it's okay. These are tight, so I don't have to worry about that. But I do smell a little propane in here, so I'm going to check it all out. And that's another thing, off-grid tip of the day for propane. I don't care if you're changing it for your cabin, for your house, for your RV, for your van, whatever you're using it for. Always have yourself some soapy water in a spray bottle. Or you can just use plain old Windex. Windex works good too. And what you do is, after you make your connections, go around and spray every connection with the soapy water or the Windex. And look for little air bubbles. If you see little bubbles coming out, even foaming, just a little bit of foaming, check that fitting. There's a leak there. And you'd be amazed at how a little tiny leak can amount to a lot of money lost in propane. So always double check. And I did double check everything here, and I didn't see anything. But when I just stepped in here, right here, I did smell it. Now, that could be because I just had this one filled. And when they take the filler nozzle off of the thing, it blasts propane all around the valve. So it could be smelling because of that, but I'm going to make sure just in case. All right. So, as I said, I looked it up online, and I can get one of these for $9. But they don't have free shipping unless it's over $35, I think it is. Unless you're a member, and I don't see joining a membership for a valve. So anyway, either I'm going to have to order some other stuff, which is what their plan is in the first place. Always make sure they upsell you. But that's I found a 22 casing. Anyway, they try to upsell you on everything, so everywhere you go. And they were trying to upsell me the other day at the eyeglass place. And, oh, you got to have this and you got to have that. And then she says, oh, you should have sunglasses. And I said, I don't like sunglasses. I wore sunglasses only when I rode motorcycle. And I haven't been on a motorcycle since like 1984 or 85, somewhere back in there. So I don't need sunglasses. And she said, well, you really should, because the sun is really going to affect your eyes. And I said, really? So what did all those people on Earth do before sunglasses were invented? Jeez. You know, come on, people, think. Yeah, if you got sensitive eyes and you need to have your sunglasses, go ahead. But one thing I found out about sunglasses is once you start wearing them, when you take them off, you cannot stand the sun. Your eyes really cannot stand the brightness. And you'll get headaches if you try going without them. And I don't like that. You know, that's something my body telling me you're doing something wrong. So I listen to my body. All right. So anyway, I got that stuff done. And, well, you know, I was going to take a quick walk down because of the deep freeze last night. And the night before wasn't that bad, but last night was really cold. And my electric heater was working overtime to keep the cabin warm last night. and I got up to like only had like 60% of my battery capacity left. But that's LifePo 4 batteries. You don't worry about that stuff. But what I do need is I need to get more of the big solar panels to connect to my LifePo 4 cabin stuff so that it charges them quicker in the mornings. Because it's taking, when I drive them down to 60%, it takes almost all day to about this point of the day where the sun is getting ready to go down before it's up to 100%. And being up to 100% before bed is a good thing. But LifePo 4 batteries like to be charged fast. They like that fast charge. So I'm going to add more panels and get that fast charge going. So let's take a quick look inside here. At least the winds aren't blowing today. I want to see how my plants are looking. Wow, it looks like the wind blew that cover over a little bit because I didn't put any weights on it. Oh, looks like the potato plants are taking a little hit from the cold. Yes, sirree. They sure did. So, I gotta make sure that this stuff is sealed down good today because it's supposed to be cold again tonight. There we go. I got to lift in that corner a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. All right. So anyway, I'm not going to lift this up to see how the radishes and spinach are doing, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. And it won't be long now. It'll be time to rototill this one more time and get it ready for spring planting. But yeah, got some little growth right at the end of that there. So the apple and pear trees are wanting to start to come back already. That's because we had some spring-like weather, but now it's cold again. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, Limpy didn't escape anymore, but I see one more place where she's a climber, and even though she'd have to get up about 5 feet high to get over the plywood that goes into the chicken coop, I'll bet you if she puts her mind to it, she'll do it. So I've got another piece of 18-inch wide by 8-foot long piece of plywood I had found in the desert in the garage. And tomorrow when I get up, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fasten that to the top of the plywood, the 4x8 plywood I've got blocking her from going into the chicken coop. Because she's a determined pup, and she might just decide that she wants out and she's going that way to get out. So I'll add that tomorrow to secure it. In the meantime, it's going to be a nice cold night. And I'm going to go inside and make my French Hamburg stew. And I might even have a cold beer or two. And Andy, if you're watching, I mailed that envelope off to you today. It's in the mail. So that's another situation taken care of. I also stopped and checked on the cost of tires for this thing. Oh my word, I can't believe how much tires have gone up. But you gotta have them. These things are all cupped and all of that. And I talked to the guy, he doesn't want to put the tires on until I put the rear shocks on. So when I go to town tomorrow, I'll probably pick up a set of rear shocks. And between now and the weekend, if not the weekend, I'll slide underneath there and change out the rear shocks. They're pretty easy. It's one bolt on the top, one bolt on the bottom. Pop it out, pop the new one in, put the 2 bolts back. And I use air impact tools, so It'll be just burp, 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 burp. Hey, you want me to do that again? All right. Hey, look at my gloves. Yeah, I got some gas on them, and they were just stinking up the van, so I put them out there to air out. All right, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining me. Don't forget, questions and comments below. And I did promise that one of my viewers that I would do a special video on water filtration and how I filter my water. And I will do that, even though I've mentioned it a few times before. I'm going to do it from start to finish, show you the whole thing. And I want you to understand right now, I'm not saying that the way I do it is the only way to do it. I'm saying the way I do it is the way I've been doing it for the last 10 years, and it's worked. So I'm happy with it. And remember, this is G-Bear's off-grid ways, not, hey, I'll show you how I do it, and then you could tell me how wrong I am. It's not that, all right? Thanks for joining me, everybody. This is G-Bear, signing off.